Hello everyone, I am Jyoti Kumari, Assistant Professor in RPIIT campus. So in this topic, today we are going to discuss about fixation. So these are the key points which we will study in this PPT. So first fixate, this is all about fixative. So first is what is fixative and purpose of fixation, then ideal properties of fixative, then classification of fixatives, then type of chemical fixative, and then factor affecting fixative. So first we are going to discuss about the what is fixation. So fixation is a process by which the constituents of cells and tissues are fixed in a physical and chemical state so that they will stand with various reagents with minimal loss of structure. Then this is achieved by exposing the tissue to chemical compounds called fixation. Then here is the purpose of fixation and mechanism of action. Then purpose of fixation is that the purpose of fixation is to preserve tissue permanently in as lifelike stable as possible, prevent the tissue from autolysis. The volume of fixative should be 15 to 20 times more in volume than specimen. And now the mechanism of action is that most of the fixatives act by denaturing proteins, which them from meshwork tending to hold other constituents. Then there here is the properties of an individual fixatives, ideal fixative. Sorry. So the ideal fixative has to be prevention power from autolysis and bacterial decomposition, then fix the tissue in natural state and fix all components, then preserve tissue volume, avoid excessive hardness of tissue, allow enhanced staining of tissue, should be non-toxic and non-allergic, also should not be very expensive. Now here is the classification of fixative. Two types of fixative we have consist in the laboratories. First one is physical fixative, which has the subtype. First one is heat and then the freezing, and the second one is chemical fixative. They have five groups. First one is aldehyde, then alcohol, then oxidizing, then mercurials, and the picrites. So first we are going to learn about the aldehydes. So aldehydes, the most common fixative used in the histopathology in aldehyde groups is formaldehyde. It is usually used as 10% neutral buffered formalin, that is approximately 3.7 to 4.0% formaldehyde in phosphate buffered saline. Then the advantages of aldehydes is that they are rapid, they have the power to rapid penetration, they are easy available and cheap in the market, ideal for transport, there is no cause of shrinkage. Then here's the disadvantages of aldehydes. So they irritate to nose and eyes and mucous membranes a lot sometimes due to long storage, especially in cold weather. White precipitation formed in formalin called paraformaldehyde due to formation of parahaldehydes. Formalin itself loses its concentration. So note is that glutaraldehyde is also the part of aldehyde. It operates similar to formaldehyde, causing the denaturing of the protein. However, glutaraldehyde is a larger molecule that formaldehyde, so permeates membrane slowly. Consequently, glutaraldehyde fixation has an thicker sample can be difficult. It is, however, not ideal for immunohistochemistry staining. Then the second one is alcohols. Mode of action of alcohol is precipitating fixatives. The most common precipitating fixatives are ethanol and methanol. They are the part of alcohols. They are commonly used to fix frozen sections and smears. Acetone is also used has been shown to produce better histological preservations. Then third one is oxidizing agents. The oxidizing fixatives can react with the side chains of the protein that allows the formation of cross links that stabilize tissue structure. However, they cause extension denaturation despite preserving fine cells structure, and are used mainly as secondary fixative. Then osmium tetroxide is used secondary fixative when sample is prepared for electron microscope. Potassium dichromate, then chromic acid and potassium permanganate used in certain specific histological preparation. Then fourth one is mercurials, such as B5 and Zenker's fixative, have an unknown mechanism that increases staining brightness and give excellent nuclear details. Mercurials penetrate slowly and poorly, and reticulo Thenal- Thenial tissues also note that since they contain mercury, care must be taken with disposable. Then fifth one is picret. That one is the last group of aldehyde. So picrits are good fixative for connective tissues, preserve glycogen well, extract lipids to give superior results. A good example of picrits is bovine solution, a mixture compound of 40% formaldehyde and picric acid, saturation aqueous solution, and glacial acetic acid. Then here is the factor affecting the fixation. First one is temperature, then size, then volume, the time and duration for the fixation, then choice of the fixation, and the penetration and the pH of the fixation solution. Then temperature increases the temperature increases the speed of fixation is routinely carried out at room temperature for electron microscopy, and some histochemical produces procedures. The temperature for fixation is usually 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. Then size of the specimen should be 1 to 4 mm of thickness, that is zero point 0.5. Ideal size should be 3 mm. Then the volume of the fixative should be at least 15 to 20 times greater than the tissue volume. Then time and duration is that minimum fixation time for 5 mm tissue is at least 12 hours. For electron microscopy, tissue is preserved for 3 hours in 3% glutaraldehyde. Then choice of the fixative. The method of fixation should be selected once the specimen is presented. Then penetration fixatives penetrates the tissue at different rates. Then the pH should be kept in physiological range between 0 to 9. Thank you very much.